Alright, what's up guys? Let me give you a bit of a rundown for what we're going to be doing today. Starting off, we have my Instant Pot. We're going to be getting our rice cooking. Sushi rice, very round, fine grain. And we'll be getting this cooking. First off, gotta get that done. Next off, while it's cooking, we're going to fill this up with water and get it boiling. This is our shrimp. We're going to take our skewers, run them through, keep them straight, boil them just for a little bit, then cool them off real quickly with a little bit of cold water back. After that, we're going to have the rice done. We're going to add the rice into this little bowl. You always want to use wood. Wood, very important to this. Metal can damage the rice. And then I'll show you guys some technique I learned on how you're going to cut and fold over your rice to make sure you mix in the salt, sugar, and rice vinegar in a way that doesn't break it. And then we'll start shaping the rice, add a touch of wasabi, and lay on the shrimp. And that will be our beautiful ebi.
The first thing we need to do is rinse our rice. The rice is covered in a starch, and that really makes it really sticky, and that's not good for our sushi. So you're gonna rinse it. So depending on the type of rice, it's normally a 1:1 ratio of rice to water. However, because I'm using a Instapot for it, the ratio is a little bit different for me. So consult your own rice. Now, for this process, what you want to do is you can either use a strainer and constantly slush water through it until it's clear, or you can get a bowl, as I'm doing. I'm using my Instapot bowl, and I'm putting water in, draining it out, putting water in, slushing it around as it's coming in, and then draining it out until it was completely clear. Then, you're going to want to let it sit for about 10 minutes, just to let it rest up. Now that your rice is strained down, measure out how much you need and add it to your rice. To find out how much rice vinegar you need, it's going to be 3 parts uncooked rice to 1 part vinegar. So I didn't have 3 cups of rice left, and so I figured out how much I did have, and then I did a bit of a ratio to figure out how much you do need. Then you just pour it in and figure it out. Once your rice rested, it's time to cook it. For my Instant Pot, you just stir it in and you hit rice and set it for 10 minutes. This should work just fine. Depending on how you cook it, there may be different methods for you. Time to cook the shrimp. You're gonna just fill up a large pot, enough to at least cover the shrimp, and get it boiling. With the water on the stove, it's time to work on our shrimp. These were really hard to completely straighten out, but with some skewer's help, it should do just fine. So you just want to straighten it out best you can and feed that skewer through the bottom part of the shrimp. This will help it straighten up as it cooks and help you pull them out easier. Make sure you're skewering it straight through and not out the sides, like you can see I messed up right there. Best of luck. And here is the fruit of your labors. Beautifully skewered shrimp. You want to leave the shell on. You can pull them off once you cook them. The difference between fully cooked and overcooked shrimp is very small. So you want something to stop the cooking process once they're done. And so we prepare a bunch of cold water. Now, you have your shrimp. You're going to grab them, put them inside your boiling water, and then you're going to want to leave them there for about 2 to 3 minutes. The sides will be a nice orange color. However, a bit of overcooked shrimp is better than food poisoning, so until you know exactly what you're doing, I'd err on the side of safety. Now, it's time to dump them in the cold water to help end the cooking process. It's time to de-shell them now. You want to just grab from the top and just peel it off the side, grab the feet and pull them off, and make sure that when you get the tail off, you keep that meat. You don't want to lose that. Once you've let your rice cook, and you've let it sit for 10 minutes after it's finished cooking to let it kind of cool down a little bit, it'll be time to start adding the vinegar. The vinegar mixes best when it's still hot. And the way you want to do this is by moving your paddle back and forth while you're putting the vinegar onto it. This helps it evenly spread out and won't just soak into one spot. Now it's time to fully incorporate that vinegar into the rice. And the way you want to do this is known as cutting. So just as you see me doing here, you want to just spread it across the top, sliding it in, and you want to spin the bowl also a little bit. This will help spread it, but not destroy the grains, which is really important. Now, once you've done with that, you want to start adding the salt and sugar to your taste. Some recipes have more, some less. Really depends. Once you've fully incorporated it, let it rest for about 5 minutes. Then, once it's rested, cool down a little bit, you want to flip it over. This is so that the vinegar doesn't just soak into one side on the bottom. And you just want to go under and just flip it over like you're flipping a pancake. And that's all there is to it.
So I'm just going to try a little bit. So here how our sticker is. It's pretty good. A bit stickier than I would like. Perhaps a little less water next time. But I like it. We have our shrimp. You're just going to want to take your shrimp and slice it in the middle. Just to butterfly it a bit. There you have it. Butterflied shrimp. Now, I've got here some of the rice. And you just want to roll it a bit. It's really, really sticky. I messed up a bit. You don't want to be too rough. And you just want to get into a nice round oval shape like this. There you have it. Alright, so I got a bowl here with a little bit of soy sauce on it. We hold our ebi. Just dip a little bit. Whew. That wasabi's got some bite. Oh, this reminds me of when I was living in Oregon, and I'd go to this sushi place. We had like a 5-minute walk away. My dad and brother and I would go there a lot, and we'd say we're gonna order something new every time. And we had such a good time. The owner of the shop was the nicest guy ever. He had a running joke with my dad. Sushi always brings back happy memories of time with my family. And so I hope you guys enjoy.